You're walking home through the foothills of Nepal. The sun's still high enough to cast long, warm shadows, and for a brief moment, you feel like the master of your domain. But nature has a darker side, where real-life murderers don't hunt for hunger, they hunt for a legacy soaked in blood. This is a deep dive into the 7 deadliest man-eaters to ever exist, and the terrifying biological triggers that turned them into history's most infamous predators. 7. The sloth bear of Mysore. In the early 1900s, deep in the jungles of India, a nightmare began to unfold that didn't fit the pattern of any known predator. People in rural villages started vanishing, and the survivors who stumbled back from the forest were left disfigured and traumatized. This wasn't the work of a tiger or a leopard. The wounds were messier, more personal, and far more violent. The culprit was a rogue sloth bear, a creature that normally eats fruit and insects but had snapped into a state of pure, unbridled rage. Locals believed the bear had been shot by poachers or driven from its territory, transforming it into a devil bear that attacked without warning and didn't kill to eat, and it didn't drag off bodies to consume them. Instead, it charged humans to rip scalps from skulls and tear faces apart before disappearing like a ghost into the underbrush. Sloth bears have to be aggressive to survive alongside tigers and protect their young. And this particular bear had weaponized that aggression against 12 victims. It took the legendary hunter Kenneth Anderson to track the bear through the dense forest and end the terror of a predator born from pain. 6. The bull shark of Matawan Creek. In the summer of 1916, during a brutal heat wave, the beaches of New Jersey became a scene of national hysteria. Over 12 days, 5 people were bitten and 4 were killed in a series of attacks that shocked the entire country. While a 7.5-foot great white shark was eventually caught with human remains in its stomach, a specific part of this nightmare suggests a different killer was also at play, nearly 30 miles inland. Far from the salt water of the ocean, a group of boys was swimming in the brackish water of Matawan Creek. Something surfaced in that narrow waterway and dragged 11-year-old Lester Stillwell under. An adult man, Stanley Fisher, dove in to recover the boy and was also attacked, eventually dying from his wounds. Great white sharks do not swim in fresh water, but bull sharks thrive in it. They are stocky, aggressive, and perfectly adapted to move between oceans and rivers, meaning the real monster of Matawan was likely a bull shark that changed history by bringing the hunt into our backyards.
5. The Tsavo Man-Eaters. In 1898, the construction of the Kenya-Uganda Railway was brought to a terrified halt by 2 calculated hunters. A pair of massive male lions began prowling the camps near the Tsavo River, dragging workers from their tents under the cover of darkness. The workers tried to defend themselves with thorn fences and massive fires, but nothing stopped the attacks. These weren't opportunistic scavengers. They were predators who learned to bypass every human defense to strike night after night. Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson eventually hunted them down, but the second lion proved so resilient it survived multiple gunshots before finally collapsing. While Patterson claimed they killed 135 people, modern research suggests the documented count was likely between 28 and 31. One of the lions had a severe dental infection, which scientists believe may have made hunting their usual large prey too painful, forcing them to turn to the soft meat of human laborers. Today, their reconstructed pelts and skulls remain on display in Chicago as silent reminders of when the wilderness fought back against human expansion. 4. Gustav, the Nile crocodile. Along the Rusi River and the shores of Lake Tanganyika in Africa, a story is whispered about a monster that seems unkillable. His name is Gustav, a Nile crocodile believed to be around 70 years old and over 20 feet long. Weighing more than 2,000 pounds, he is one of the largest crocodiles ever recorded in history. Gustav is rumored to have killed between 200 and 300 people. And what makes him terrifying isn't just the body count, it's his unpredictability.
Locals claim he doesn't always eat the people he attacks.
Sometimes he just kills them and vanishes. Because of his massive size, he's too slow to chase fish or antelope, so he targets larger, slower prey like hippos, buffalo, and humans. In the early 2000s, a National Geographic team built a 30-foot steel trap baited with live animals to catch him. But Gustav never took the bait. He has survived at least 3 bullet strikes and carries a nasty scar on his shoulder, and to this day, those who live by the water still glance a little longer at the shadows, fearing Gustav is still lurking.
3. The Leopard of Rudraprayag. Between 1918 and 1926, a single leopard terrorized a regularly used pilgrimage route in the Himalayan foothills of northern India. For 8 years, people were too afraid to walk these roads after dark because this cat didn't wait in the forest for hikers. It was an active intruder. It broke through mud walls, crashed through thatch roofs, and dragged people literally from their beds to consume them. The official death toll sits at 125, but isolated communities likely suffered many more unrecorded losses.
The colonial government tried traps, poison, and even armed soldiers, but the leopard avoided them all with terrifying intelligence. Jim Corbett, who eventually shot the leopard after a 10-week hunt, believed the animal's taste for humans started during the 1918 flu pandemic. So many people died that corpses were left in the open, and a young leopard likely learned that humans were an easy meal. Even after the pandemic passed, the leopard didn't forget, proving that a predator's memory can be just as deadly as its claws.
2. The Panchchum Tiger. The Panchchum Tiger is a chilling example of what happens when an apex predator is pushed to the brink of survival. Similar to the most famous man-eater in history, this tiger was captured and examined after killing many people in India. When scientists checked his mouth, they found a devastating reality. All 4 of his canines were destroyed, and his mouth was completely beat up.
Tigers with this level of dental damage can no longer hold on to fast, powerful prey like deer or wild boar. In a desperate attempt to stay alive, Panchchum turned to humans, meat bags that put up almost no physical defense compared to a jungle animal. This tiger serves as a biological warning that man-eating behavior is rarely about a taste for blood, and almost always about a desperate adaptation to physical injury.
1. The Champawat Tiger. The deadliest man-eater in recorded history began her reign of terror in the foothills of Nepal, targeting villagers fetching water or walking to work. After she killed more than 200 people, the Nepalese army was called in, but they could only drive her across the border into India. She didn't hide in the shadows. She would roar into villages in broad daylight, forcing people to slam their doors and bringing daily life to a complete halt. She eventually killed a 16-year-old girl, leaving a blood trail that the legendary Jim Corbett followed into the forest. When Corbett finally killed the tiger and examined her, the reason for her 436 kills became clear. Her upper right canine was broken in half, and the lower one was worn to the gum. This dental trauma made it impossible for her to hunt her natural prey, so she adapted by targeting the only thing in the forest that couldn't run. The Champawat Tiger holds a record that remains unbroken, a legacy of blood that started with a single broken tooth. The history of these man-eaters reveals a recurring theme of human interference, physical injury, or environmental shifts that turn a normal animal into a monstrous predator. We share this planet with creatures capable of turning our own biology against us. And sometimes, the only difference between a peaceful forest and a hunting ground is a single, desperate predator. If you want to see a deep dive in one of these animals, comment it, and I will try and make one for you guys. If you like my video and want to watch more of my content, subscribe and like this video. If you want to watch most invasive species in history, you should watch this video. I hope you have a very good day. Bye.